Hey dudes, Johnny Bean here, and hey, it's almost that time again. NAMM Show 2025. I'm going. NAMM invited me. So if you want your exclusive NAMM Show coverage, this is the place you want to be. Johnny Bean TV on YouTube, on Twitch, on Facebook, on X, on Instagram, on TikTok, on the internet, everywhere. Everywhere there is, you guys. We have a great time, you know. So join us, okay? All right, we're live. I see that. All right, let's do this. Let's talk. We'll talk some Van Halen. We'll talk some rock music and guitars. And I'm trying to talk over whatever I'm hearing right now. Okay, here we go.
Hold on.
The intro will take care of that.
I got it.
Here it is.
Hey, this is Michael Anthony right here, and you are watching exclusively Van Halen on the Johnny Bean TV. Keep it there. Woo! See ya!
Thank you. By the way, some of you guys, you'll drop comments saying this is kind of weird or whatever. Again, I thought about retiring this thing, and yeah, forgive my camera, the saturation or hue or whatever today. It's a little weird, but I've thought about retiring this box. But a good friend of mine told me to keep using it, and so we're gonna use it. You know, we may step up to some other, Ron, we may actually get like a studio audience in here,
There we go.
In this room to get actual applause when we do these shows. Yeah, like that, Might do that. So, you guys, my name's Johnny Bean, and this is Ron Gunner. There we go. Welcome.
Hello, everybody.
There's his email address, so send him emails.
I don't get any. I do not get, I'm telling you. But I can say I am getting them from Bob Daisley now. I love that. That's great.
There you go. From Bob, wait. Bob Daisley. Bob, this guy? I totally forgot to do that last time.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
What do you want me to say?
Cool. Oh, just say, hey, this is, and say your name, and say that you're watching Johnny Bean TV.
Hey, this is, say your name.
There you go.
This is Bob Daisley, and you're watching Johnny Bean TV. Enjoy.
Thank you. Bob Daisley.
That's right.
By the way, I know this isn't Van. I mean, this is the Van Halen show, but these shows they're getting a little looser, so we can we're talking rock music. What'd you think of that footage I sent? The Randy Rhoads.
Oh, I've never seen that before. I even had to install Instagram to watch that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it was TikTok is what it was.
Or TikTok, that's what it was. I had to install that to watch it. That's how you got me on there now.
Yes.
I would love to see more of that. Holy crap, I'd love to see more of that.
It was pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the thing, with all these bands that we grew up on, with the Van Halen stuff. There's a lot of stuff now that's appearing online. Live footage, archive stuff. Mainly, because of the internet. Somebody found the stuff in a box and they put it up, and the stuff just spreads. People, I mean, whoever put that on TikTok, it's not only there, it's probably everywhere else. But that's just where I just happened to see it.
And that looked like they were on the side of the stage.
Mm-hmm.
So there's got to be more to that than just that little bit.
Oh sure,
I'd love to see the whole thing.
It's probably a whole show.
I would love to see more of that.
That'd be cool. Yeah, you guys. So let's actually speaking of shows, let's make this a real show and let's say hello to the top tier of channel members. Channel membership, it's a pretty cool way to help support the channel, you guys. You get exclusive content. You get your name in green like Michael Tagler, like Janice Lala, Ron Gunner. I see you guys in the chat here on YouTube because you are channel members. And you get to spam, special emojis, that I have. But the top tier, they get their name read at the top of every talk show. And they are currently, let me just get this out of the way. Michael B, your name, I need to log in to somewhere to be able to change this graphic. So I will get that done before the next show. So Michael B is a top tier executive producer. Sherman Callahan, CC, Nova 9, Michael Smith, Music Therapy Laz, Arhabs, Warlag, Fairfield Guitar Co., Majestic PB and J Cat, and Janice Lala the intern. There you are. That's right. Very good. Yeah, so channel membership. It's a great way to support the channel, support these shows. And towards the end of the show tonight, I'll give you some other options if you'd like to help support the channel and, all that good stuff.
There you go.
So let's see. Right. That's right. And again, I apologize for the lighting. What happened was, okay, here's the truth. Okay, first of all, I changed studios for one thing. You guys, I'm in a totally different space now than what you guys remember. When you saw that clip, I was up here, totally different area. The lighting in here is totally different, and we do a lot of live streaming. We do a lot of video gaming stuff on Twitch, and when I do that, lately I use green screens and stuff. I don't have the green screens set up in here, yet. So I've had to really change. I've had to mess with my cameras basically every show that I do, and it's just kind of stuck, on this right now. But it's okay though. I mean, Chris King says it looks fine. There you go. By the way, Chris King, thank you again for Critter. Right here, Critters.
Sunglasses are gonna fall off.
Critter with shades, right there. What was that? Something just fell off.
His tail.
Oh, that's the that's the confetti from the Van Halen show that he was at in Australia. This is actually from a Van Halen concert. He had them taped to the back. They're taped to the back. The confetti.
Hey, I'm telling you, you get all those you got, and we'll put them on the guitar, then clear over them.
Yeah, we'll do that. There we go. Okay, and that reminds me, I've got a couple of those. I need to send to you too. He sent me some of those. So we got Dan Gorman. He's talking to Greasy Monkey. So Greasy Monkey is here. Peggy is here. Good to see you, Peggy. By the way, Peggy, what you'll be winning tonight is I found a guitar pick. This is from the Van Halen tribute called Mean Street. And their bass player is a friend of mine. His name is Jay Turner. Mean Street. There we go. This is a guitar pick he sent me. He probably sent this to me years ago. And, when I moved the studio, I found all this stuff that I forgot that I had. So we'll give this guitar pick away tonight. And yeah, as you can see, my camera does not want to focus. It wants to... Yeah, we're having technical issues tonight, but it's okay. Yeah, it's all right. So there you go. So we'll be giving that away towards the end of the show. And all you got to do is, what should we do? Should we do the number game or the giveaway tool?
I'd say the name wheel.
The giveaway tool.
Yeah.
Or you mean actually a wheel that has
the wheel of names.
The wheel of names. Okay. Okay. All right, we can do that. We'll do that towards the end. So whoever's hanging out with us towards the end of the show, you get a chance to win that. So yeah, hey Martin. Hey, what's up, man? Chris King. Let's see. T Fetch. Michael. There you are. Let's see. Billy Ray. Thanks for the thumbs up. Robot Master Switch. There you are. And everybody, thank you so much for tuning in, you guys. Smash that thumbs up. And again, subscribe to the channel. We did it. We hit the big 12K. Next goal, 12,500. So let's see if we can. Let's see if we can do that in less than 18 years. Okay.
Robot, that sounds like a good thing for Friday night. Talking guitars.
The Gibson guitars he's talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds good. Yeah. We'll talk about that Friday. Hey, Brian. Howdy. Yeah, so we've got some Van Halen stuff we want to talk about. And speaking of Friday night, last Friday on Talking Guitars, we talked about that brand new Boss pedal, which is what was the official name of that? Does anybody remember? Because Nightbot has the link to it. Oh, the SDE3. So I think SDE3 is the Nightbot command. By the way, in the chat here on YouTube, you will see somebody named Nightbot. Nightbot is me, okay? So you can trust the links that Nightbot gives you. So right there, it says get the Boss SDE3 dual digital A pedal. That's a Sweetwater link. You guys, we are Sweetwater affiliates. So that link right there, you can click on that, and it helps. You guys, that's another way to help support the channel, help support these shows. So also, yesterday, you guys know a lot of times on Mondays, I go to Guitar Center. I do a live, walkthrough. I'll play a guitar, whatever. I went over there yesterday, and instead of doing all that, I went in there, and the Roland rep, I was talking to him, and I said, yeah, I was just talking about that new Boss delay. And he's like, well, we have one. So he set me up with 2 amplifiers in stereo. It was great. And I set my phone in front of the 2 amps, and I got, I think, a pretty decent video of the pedal for you guys. So we'll be showing that a little later. Let's talk some Van Halen news. We'll do that first, and then we'll talk about the Boss pedal. Great pedal, Brian is saying. I want to get one, man. Yeah. Very cool. Okay. So let's see. Let's do this. So I talked about this the other day, but it was just me and Ron's here today. So you heard literally right before we went on, you heard clips of both the Thomas Dolby songs. Yep. Off the album Astronauts and Heretics, I think is what the album's called. 2 songs Eddie Van Halen recorded guitars on. One called Close But No Cigar. Another one called Eastern Bloc, which I think was a sequel to one of Dolby's original songs from the early 80s. Back in the day when he had the single everybody knows. Blinded Me with Science.
Science.
Everybody knows that one. Yeah. I think that's his most well-known
I'm
tune.
sure it is.
Yeah. I mean, Thomas Dolby was all over MTV in the early days because of that video.
Yep.
So anyway, long story even longer because we need to fill time on a show. And by the way, this is a podcast. You can listen to these shows on Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, Apple, everywhere you get your podcast. And hey, in this studio here, with the horrible lighting. This is actually a podcast studio. You know, we actually have, you know, I got a ladder in here. I mean,
ladder matches. There we go.
I know. Did that help my lighting? If it did, we'll just put the ladder in the shot. You know?
Move it closer to the camera, it might.
Yeah, you can see through it. So anyway, so this is a podcast, and we'll be doing more podcasting from here. And yeah, because that's, you know, podcasting really is the thing these days. You know, such as MTV back in the day, music television. I mean, that was a brand new, you know, medium, brand new thing. It's like you could watch the radio is what that was. And Thomas Dolby was a big part of that. And so anyway, fast forward about 10 years, you know, ish. Yeah, 10 years exactly. 1991. Eddie Van Halen is basically in the middle of working on the Van Halen album For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge, and he ends up hooking up with Thomas Dolby. Thomas Dolby goes down to 5150. I think he brought his computers. I think that's yeah, Laz, 10 years, man. Well, MTV started in 81, and this was 91 when they recorded.
Yeah, so MTV's 43 years of TV and 14 years of music.
It's actually 4 years of music. Good music. No, I like everything. I like it all. So anyway, so 1991, Thomas Dolby, you know, brought his computers over to 5150, and he's working on an album. And Edward, I mean, as far as we know, as far as what was released, Edward recorded guitar on 2 songs. One was called Eastern Bloc. Is the train arriving soon?
I'm trying. You know, I got that. I don't know what's going on.
It's called Text Messages.
Yeah, I know. All right, I got everything shut off now. So.
Are those questions? If those are questions for the show, that'd be perfect. But by the way, you guys, we do have we do use a number here, 415-952-3263. If you would like to text into the show, send in photos of, you know, Van Halen photos, Van Halen guitars, you know, whatever. You know, actually, a friend of mine just sent me a photo of a whole bunch of Sammy Hagar passes that a friend of his sent to him. You know,
a little late for the show, though.
Yeah. But actually, the guy that sent him the passes was actually Alex Van Halen's drum tech from years ago.
Cool.
This friend of mine is good friends with him, and so he sent him like a huge. Well, actually, here, I'll show you guys.
9 degrees of separation between all of us.
Oh man, check this out. I'll show you the photo right here. Yeah, because he sent this to me. So it's mostly Sammy Hagar stuff. So
cool.
There you go. Yeah, sorry again, it's not focusing. I think because I've got autofocus turned off or something on the camera. I need to fix that. But you guys can tell. Sammy Hagar, the Wabos. There you go.
Pretty cool.
So yeah. So anyway, you guys. Yeah, lighting's not so bad. I mean, I'm a little red. But
Laz is here. Laz, one of those train whistles you just heard was a notification from FedEx. My wine will be here Friday. Thank you, sir.
Oh, right on, man. Very cool.
That was the first notification. The rest one was my wife telling me that the high school that's right across the street from us is on lockdown tomorrow because they got a threat that someone's going to come shoot up the school.
Okay, we probably shouldn't talk about that. Okay. If you want to get these videos demonetized, that's the perfect way to do that.
That does it?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Didn't I? Apologize.
Yeah. Well, that's terrible. Let's see. So what am I trying? I'm trying to tell a story. So Thomas Dolby, he goes over to 5150. Eddie records guitars on 2 songs. And one of the reasons we're bringing this up is because our friend Jeremy White just did an interview with Thomas Dolby, and Thomas told the story about how he went to record the songs with Van Halen, and to break the ice with Van Halen. Eddie went to go reach for a guitar. Eddie had like 12 guitars sitting around, kind of like us, There, I've got a few back here. You've got a few over there. And Dolby made the joke, "Don't touch that. Don't even look at it." And Eddie's like what? And Thomas Dolby, he's going, well, "That's from Spinal Tap. You've seen that, right?" And Eddie goes on to tell him, "Yes, I saw the movie," and Eddie didn't think the movie was funny at all because it was too much.
That's funny.
It was too much like real life, like
Yeah.
a band on tour, going around, playing shows, having things go wrong all the time.
Which always happens.
Oh yeah, well, look at this. We're doing a show right now. My lighting's terrible, but. So anyway, so to break the ice, they start making, jokes about Spinal Tap. So what happens is, anyway, so Eddie records two tracks, guitar tracks. Album comes out, and for me, I think I read about it in an interview. I think that's how I first figured, because there was no internet. In 1992, there was no internet, right? As far as we didn't have it. I'm sure somebody else did. We didn't.
Al Gore had it.
Yeah. So he knew about it. He knew about the Thomas Dolby album before we did. So anyway, I think I read about it in an interview. Like Eddie said, "Oh, I just recorded with Thomas Dolby," and so I went and I found the album. This was at Tower Records, Berkeley, California, 1990, early '92 is when this was. Ish, somewhere in 92, because I remember in 93, I was really listening to this album. And so anyway, so I hear it, and if any of you guys want to hear it, actually we'll let's actually give you guys a link, because I'm sure somebody Van Halen, I'm sure somebody put this up on YouTube. It's been up on YouTube. Okay, I found him.
See, I will say this about those two songs. First off, I didn't know anything about it till right before the show, and my first reply was, "Wow, that's like, I never dreamed those two would come together. It's like polar opposites." I didn't see how it would work, so I listened to them.
Truthfully though, they're really not that far apart, because Thomas Dolby he does a lot of just kind of off the wall stuff, not strict, sounding music. That's something Eddie was really into. Stuff that was different. And you can really hear that when they did Van Halen 3. Stuff that was just kind of different, threw some different things into the mix. Unfortunately, with Van Halen fans, that wasn't what they were used to. So, but, okay, so I found the two songs here. I will give you guys the links to those right here. You guys can listen to them, check them out. And hey, feel free to drop comments on these videos saying, "Hey, Johnny Bean sent you." Okay, here's the other link right here. So if you have not heard these songs, again, this is Thomas Dolby featuring Eddie Van Halen on the two songs on guitar.
I will say the one with the solo, the Eastern Bloc song. It's a different type solo, I think, for Eddie, but you can hear a couple times. You can hear his signature sound.
Okay, see, this is where it's different, because it's total Eddie, that solo.
Really?
Oh yeah, total Eddie. Yeah. That's the thing about Eddie Van Halen's solos, especially when he did stuff outside of the band, which really the band didn't He really wasn't supposed to be doing that stuff, but he did. A lot of the guitar stuff, the solo wise that he did outside. Wait a minute. Why is it breaking up into two? Wait a minute. Why is that being two lengths? That's all one length there, right? F. That's weird. Well, click on one of those. One of those links should work for you guys, and then it should automatically take you to the other one. No, when Eddie did a solo, let's say with Michael Jackson, let's say Beat It. That solo, that is classic Eddie Van Halen. And I know we're talking about the Thomas Dolby solo. But the thing is, Eddie had so many just classic licks.
Yeah.
That stuff that he wrote, would do, and he tended to do a lot. Like if you would watch, let's say, like a Nam Jam video of Edward on stage, or anytime Eddie would get up on stage and play with somebody and he was improvising, he tended to do a lot. He tended to repeat stuff a lot because he had all these signature, like a tapping thing or like a stretched out, Ice Cream Man, solo. Harmonics, all that stuff. So anyway, we're talking Thomas Dolby, we're talking Eastern Bloc, the guitar solo in that. Like when I hear that, I totally like I can tell you exactly that's him. That lick, I can tell you exactly. Oh, he did that lick in this other song, in this song, in this song. The things that give away the era of those songs is he's using a wah pedal on that solo. He started using the wah pedal big time in 1991. That's when the album came. Well, the album came out in 92. So it's the same era. Right. Even though the very first time we heard Eddie, technically the first time we heard Eddie use a wah pedal, if you had your bootlegs, and by the way, if you guys saw the last show I did, I've got this huge box of Van Halen bootlegs. I had said we were going to go through them on a future show. We will do that. We'll listen to them. I've got a Tascam 4-track right here. We can listen to a lot of stuff. There we go. Michael Tagler. That's a perfect example. It's in his phrasing. He always sounded like he was on the edge of falling down the stairs, but he would land on his feet. That's a perfect example, and that's what Eddie would say. That's how he would explain his guitar solos. Is he's always on the edge. Or let's say, like when he told my cousin, Jazz Obrecht, when he did the interview with him for Guitar Player magazine back in '78. The reason Eddie started using the whammy bar was to break up his playing because his playing got too fast. It got to be too much. And so he started using the tremolo to break it up and to make it kind of like a race car driver, like crashing every once in a while. That's how he explained like the whammy dives is like a race car driver crashing every once in a while, during a race. So anyway, what else? So when I hear the Thomas Dolby solo, it's total Eddie Van Halen. It's total Eddie Van Halen carnal knowledge era with the wah pedal. But yeah, like if you were to listen to like carnal knowledge or that era, even 0812 era, you would be like, yeah, this is definitely, But we could say the same thing for your hero Randy Rhoads. I only really know some of the most popular stuff.
Crazy Train,
Crazy Train, and so if I heard something, I'd be like, yeah, that's a little different. You'd be like, oh, wait on, Johnny. Let me tell you about this. I know Bob Daisley, Johnny. Yeah. Johnny's bootleg's awesome, Chris King. Yeah, man. Actually, I have one right here. I took this one out. If you watched the show the other day, I took this out. Memphis, Tennessee, July 88. This is a Monsters of Rock bootleg. I want to listen to this because I love the 0812 era. Most David Lee Roth fans would disagree with me. But
Oh, you love what you love. That's it. I mean, what doesn't matter.
yeah, what was that? Some dust just flew by. Yeah. So, yeah. So anyway, you discovered something new today, the Thomas Dolby tracks with Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah, I didn't know that was ever alive or ever done.
A thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a long time ago. You know. I hadn't really heard the songs like until you pushed play like a sec before when we were in the green room. I hadn't really heard the songs myself in a long time, but I've heard them so much. I mean, back then, you know, I would make my own mixtapes, you know, of the stuff, and so I've heard the songs a
Mixtapes.
billion times. Yeah. Brian, what's up, man? Brian Davies.
By the time you could make mixed CDs, I didn't need to because I was already married.
Mm-hmm.
But the tapes, I had a bunch of them.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I still do. I still do, man. It's over there. Actually, well, I'll show you guys a photo. Because I've got this ladder here, like, blocking the part of the studio. But I did have a photo where this was the other day. This was like 2 days ago. So you guys, we do so many shows.
That is the other day.
It is the other day. So that's me the other day. That's the box of tapes right there.
Wow.
And yeah, I know it's blurry. But we'll fix that. So yeah, so we've got tons of Van Halen bootleg tapes. We will go through those on a future episode, which could be tomorrow. A future episode here just means the episode after this one. Right, Kurt Rocks? Kurt Rocks, good to see you, man. I don't think we've seen you for a little while, man.
Kurt.
Dude, good to see you, man. Let's see. Martin saying there was a big difference between Randy Rhoads and EVH in playing styles. Oh yeah, there definitely was. You know, I mean, when you're that type of player, and when they were on the scene, you know, at the same time, they're on the radio at the same time, in the clubs at the same time. Of course, you're gonna when you're the top two, you know, when you're the top two best in your area, Ron. when you're the top two of the best in your
He's so
area.
good, nobody wants to play with him now.
Well, that's too bad. But
He's tried twice in the last month.
wow, that's anyway. So when you're a part of a scene and you're one of the best, of course people are going to make comparisons, you know. And I mean, we could do comparisons. We could say, hey, you know, but Van Halen, you know, did this. Oh, but Randy, you know, did this, and you know, things are a little different. Wow, you know, one guitar was striped, one was polka dot. You know, very different.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, right there. Right?
Yep. Straight lines or circular.
Uh-huh. Wait a minute, are you kidding? Is it Lori's birthday today? Are you kidding? Let me check my birthdays on Facebook. Laz, did you know about this? Here. You guys know Lori Tucker. She was in the Van Halen Hot for Teacher music video. She was the one when they were in like the jail cell, the detention cell after the guitar solo. The girl that's walking back and forth. That's Lori. Is it her birthday? Dude, your misspellings today are dude. Who's Loris?
Maybe he meant Dolores.
He's like, happy birthday. Where's my birthdays? Oh, here we go. Wait. But wait a minute. Also, you're in the future, man. Upcoming birthdays. You're in the future. Wait, not. Oh, wait, those are past birthdays. September. Her birthday's tomorrow. But for you, that's today. So okay. There you go. So her birthday is technically tomorrow. But what I'll do is I'll play this anyway because, you know, that's how we roll. Lori Tucker, happy birthday tomorrow.
I just want to be like, how old are you?
Hey, it's Lori Tucker and
Johnny Bean,
and we're here at the Forum and we're going to see
Sammy Hagar.
And you're watching Johnny Bean TV. Stay tuned.
Happy birthday tomorrow, Lori. Very cool. Brian Davis, you're Marty McFly. Dude, Marty McFly. I wanted to be Marty McFly. I had a skateboard.
I wanted to be
know?
Doc.
Yeah. Yeah, what's up? Addicted to Gear, what's up, man?
No one in here is attached with that emotion.
Good to see you. Randy Rhoads was classical and EVH was bluesy. I'll agree with that. Yeah. Yeah, we're not saying that they were identical because they weren't.
No.
But see, I would say any casual hard rock fan at the time could definitely make the comparisons and say, oh, this guy's, already, this guy already did something. This guy's, doing, something similar, but different. Very, very much so. And I mean, Randy Rhoads, I mean, he'll always be, he'll always be one of those players that we talk about because of what he did.
With Bob.
With Bob Daisley, yeah.
That's right. And it's I don't even know how. I mean, to me, there's no comparison. Not saying one's better than the other. I'm just saying the styles. There's no comparison. I don't understand where it's still, 42 years later, people are still
because
trying
they
to
were
compare 'em.
they were the top two. They were two top hard rock guitar players at that time.
Yeah.
That's why. Even though the music was different. You
Yeah.
know? I mean, Ozzy Osbourne at that time, I mean, that's definitely hard rock. That's definitely heavy metal. Van Halen was not heavy metal.
No,
Van Halen was hard rock, but even
medium
well,
rock. Medium
well, I mean, they were hard rock. I would say they were not heavy metal. That's the
No.
thing when you would get people saying Van Halen's heavy metal. It's like, listen to, I mean, even what was their heavy? What was Van Halen's heaviest song? Let's say in the Roth era. Let's say in that era from 78 to 82. What was Van Halen's heaviest? And that's a good question for everybody in the chat. What was Van Halen's? What do you consider Van Halen's heaviest song?
Jamie's crying.
Jamie's crying.
Yeah.
A heavy song?
For them, yeah.
What was?
It had thumping bass, a lot of distortion.
Here we go. There we go. That's how you do it, man. Add banner. There we go. There we go. We're finally starting to use StreamYard right after 6 years. What was Van Halen's heaviest song from 78 to 82? In the chat.
Kurt said Atomic Punk.
Let's see. We'll give you guys a minute for that because these shows are delayed slightly. Heaviest track. Now, see with Ozzy Osbourne, I mean, I would take most of those songs being much heavier.
Yeah.
Than a Van Halen song. Even Van Halen's heaviest song, an Ozzy Osbourne ballad is heavier than Van Halen's heaviest song. Would you agree? I mean, is that?
Well, that might be. I don't know. I wouldn't take that much. I wouldn't take that much away from Van Halen's heaviest song. But I mean, Ozzy came from Sabbath, who were the godfathers of heavy metal.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously he was going to continue heavy metal, which is what he did. But like if you look at like Revelation, Mother Earth, even oh my God, Can't Kill Rock and Roll, stuff like that. That's not. I wouldn't consider that as heavy as like Mr. Crowley or something like that, or I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's again completely two different things. But unfortunately, back then, if you played with distortion, you were considered heavy metal. Whether that was a right assessment or not, that's where they lumped you in because you had distortion.
Where? In the late 70s, early 80s?
Late 70s, early 80s, yeah.
If you had distortion?
Yep.
Well, I think you still had to play heavy music because there was yacht rock tunes of that era that had distortion on them.
Well, like Angel. Angel wasn't heavy metal, but they were considered heavy metal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, what would you consider Rush? Hard rock, heavy metal? I know they're progressive, but I mean,
I would call them progressive. Progressive rock is what I would call them.
Then you get bands like Triumph, who was also considered heavy metal. Y&T was considered heavy. I mean, it was like once MTV hit, it was like everything got lumped into heavy metal. Because then you had Headbangers Ball,
and they wouldn't play it. They would only Headbangers Ball was only played at a certain time because they wouldn't play that stuff during the day. They couldn't. Yeah. That's why this stuff was late at night.
I remember.
Like the non-radio friendly stuff.
If I wasn't home watching it, it was being taped.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I still have a bunch of them on VHS. I even have the 1985 top 20 D. Snyder top 20 heavy metal hits of all time. There you go. VHS.
One of these things?
Yeah. From 1985, it was a Christmas edition. They had the heavy metal Christmas
Twisted
tree.
Sister Christmas edition.
Yeah, it was the top 20 heaviest. It was what was heaviest metal videos of all time. Trial by Fire was on there from your good friend Alex.
Wait a minute. See, eventually I'm gonna have an actual somebody actually pressing these buttons for me. Let's see, Trial by Fire, which
featured
this guy from the band Testament, right?
Yep.
Hi, this is Alex Skolnick, and you're watching Johnny Bean TV.
Thank you so much, Alex.
Bark at the Moon was on there.
Bark at the Moon. Yeah, see, I would say that's heavy metal.
Yeah.
But then the thing is, though, too, is you could dive even deeper into thrash metal and the stuff that's way, way, way heavy. And they're like, oh, that's...
Yeah.
It can get so heavy.
That you can't carry it.
Well, our friend, Majestic PB and J Cat. Dude, are you in here, man? Dan Tana? Him. The stuff that his band played. When you're playing guitars and you're playing 8-string guitars and you're tuned to drop Z, that's heavy. That's heavy.
I remember watching an interview with Vinny and Dime, and they kept saying, every album they do in Pantera is going to be heavier than the next. And Dime said it's going to be to the point where it's so heavy you can't carry the damn CD out of the store.
Yeah.
So, and that's a good
Yeah.
thing. That's a good thing to look at too.
Yeah. Or it's gonna be so heavy you can't even hear it, because you can you tune down so low you can't even hear those notes. Right. So let's do this. Okay. So what was Van Halen's heaviest song from 78 to 82? Let's see if we can get some of your answers here. I will look. Michael Tagler says Judgment Day, Seventh Seal, Get Up. Okay, those are later, but Judgment Day had a heaviness to it. But once the chorus kicked in, it was like, now it's pop. Get Up was definitely, that was heavy-ish. I mean, for Van Halen, but as far as earlier, in the Roth era,
Everybody wants some.
Alex, what's up, man?
If you're
Light
looking
Up the Sky.
Yeah, if you're looking at the Dave days, Unchained. There you go, Unchained.
Well, see, both those songs you just mentioned, Unchained and Everybody Wants Some, they've got the distorted guitar, but really, those songs, and don't hate me, you guys, they're pop.
Yeah.
They're pop songs.
But they have
Take
a heavy
out the
sound
distorted
to 'em.
guitar, and the thing is, the thing with Van Halen is they knew
Alex's drums and Everybody Wants Some are excellent and nice and heavy and loud.
Oh yeah. But the thing is, I'm not just talking instrument wise. I'm talking like song wise.
Yeah.
When you talk heavy,
Ice Cream Man.
when you talk heavy, Ice Cream Man is blues.
Yep.
Which is like that song Eastern Bloc, the Thomas Dolby. Like you had said something, and I'm like, oh, that's a blues song, really. Jabal, On Fire is a good definition of a heavy Van Halen song, especially the live versions they did in 77, 78, 79. I mean, I guess they played the song probably every tour, but there's this one of my favorite versions of On Fire is the Pasadena Civic 77 show, the soundboard show. You guys all, if you're a major fan, you guys all know that show. That version of they opened the show with that song, On Fire. That's one of my favorite versions of that.
They were on fire.
So, Music Therapy Laz, channel member, there you are, man, is saying loss of control. That's a good one. Again, it's blues. That's blues. But again, Atomic Punk, that's a good one. Full Bug is blues. That's the thing. If you want to boil it down, a lot of heavy metal, it comes from
blues. Yeah.
I mean, didn't Led Zeppelin? Aren't they one of the first heavy metal bands, really? And all their stuff is just blues acoustic stuff.
Okay, but see what gets me is I don't consider Led Zeppelin heavy metal. Never did. They were hard rock, but not heavy. And the difference between the two that is a fine line, and it's in different locations for different people.
See, this is where it's different now, because I would actually say Led Zeppelin is heavy metal, even though their guitars are barely distorted, because distortion wasn't even around then.
Yeah. Thanks
really.
to Pete Townsend started that with the busted amplifier. Or busted
right?
speaker.
Yeah.
But listen to how can you consider Zeppelin and say Black Sabbath both being heavy metal? They're not. Zeppelin is hard rock. It's like rock and roll with a harder edge to it. Where Sabbath just kicked the doors down with they started to drop down in tuning, and then put that and then Tony's guitar. As a matter of fact, he just got an honorary doctorate for his contributions.
Who did?
Tony Iommi
Oh, cool.
from one of the colleges over there in England for his contribution to music in general and then creating the genre of heavy metal.
Mm-hmm. Kurt. Tom Schultz. Where is that? I have one of those things. Where is that thing?
Probably in your drawer.
Actually, I think it's under the. I think it's under the cabinet. Oh yeah. What is that? Is it this one? Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Tom Schultz. There you go. There you go. So.
But like I said, that there's a fine line between hard rock and heavy metal, and that line, each individual person, that line's in a different location.
Well, the thing is, that's where I disagree. There really isn't a fine line between the two, because you can totally tell night and day if, oh, that's heavy metal. Oh, that's, hard rock. I don't know. Drop some comments below.
Is Aerosmith.
Hard rock
Zeppelin
is almost like watered down heavy metal, right?
Well,
because there's rock, and then rock gets it's harder, harder rock, and then from there it goes from there it goes to metal, from there it goes to heavy metal. See, it's like this.
Yeah, just
this is the perfect example of this. You got the different tiers.
Yep.
You got the yacht rock way down here.
It's down on the ground below the floorboard.
I love Christopher Cross, man. I love him. I love America. I was listening to them last night, man. Okay.
Sister Golden Hair, Horse with No Name.
Dude,
Yep.
Horse with No Name. What's the other song? Magic. Yep. I mean, I love them. So, okay, so you got the different tiers of rock. Then eventually it just becomes, tuned down, whatever. But see, when certain bands, that's why bands like Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, the ones that really started a lot of this stuff. Even when it comes to guitar players. Certain players, you name certain players from the 60s and 70s. And if you really boil it down, some of those guys, what they were doing at the time, you would consider that. That's the thing. Yeah. You go way back. Heavy metal had a different definition then than it does now.
What would you consider Jimi Hendrix?
I would consider Hendrix. I know. I mean, of course, blues. I would consider Hendrix heavy metal. What he was doing at the time.
Yeah.
Really was heavy. It was heavy. Doc, yeah. That's heavy, But of course, today's generation, that's nothing, because some 2-year-old can pick up a guitar and play that now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just.
See, Hendrix is blues, Chris King. I see you. Hendrix is blues, but it's like metal blues. It's not like blues like 100 years before that. Blues.
Yeah.
But it's the next tier of that. That's why you guys, that's why we love our Van Halen. That's why we celebrate Van Halen every Tuesday. Well, every show I do, I celebrate Van Halen. But Van Halen was the next step in rock, blues, metal. And yeah, I can see where people would say, "Oh, that's the Van Halen's heavy metal." I can totally see where a lot of that comes from. So, anyway, but getting back to Zeppelin and Black Sabbath, I would consider them heavy metal.
Okay.
before hard rock, because they're heavier. They're heavier. They're heavier. Even a Zeppelin acoustic ballad track, I would consider hard rock or metal, heavy metal, because for what it was at the time. At the time, that was considered heavy metal. That's how heavy metal
at that
evolved.
time.
That's how
Yeah,
that's how it happened, was from those tracks. And of course now, the stuff's, it's classic, and of course there's music out there now that's way heavier, way, which
I was just trying to find that article where they gave Tony the honorary doctorate. Can't.
Hey, speaking of Hendrix, awesome avatar, man. Was it Pola? Johnny, I was the one who posted the question on which metal pick Ed used. Do you mind showing the picture? Oh yeah, that was over on Reddit. Reddit pops up all the time on my phone, and I'll go over there and I'll drop comments with a bunch of you guys and the Van Halen stuff. And somebody had asked what metal picks Eddie used, and I said I have a photo of them. But you can't reply with a photo. Here, I just happen to have it right here. I think. Yeah, right here. This is actually Eddie's hand. This is him holding a bunch of his guitar picks. This was era 2002. Here, I'll do this. And it might be a little fuzzy because I'm having camera issues today. This is 2002. This is actually Eddie. He pulled a bunch of guitar picks out of his pocket. And you can see some of the metal ones there. Those are what he used. He used all kinds of stuff. He used like ones made out of rocks, metal, like regular ones. There you go though, man. Those were some of his picks. There you go. And by the way, that's when he jammed with Leslie West. Again, Mountain.
Yeah.
Mountain.
Mississippi Queen.
Mississippi Queen. I would say Mississippi Queen is heavy metal. Even though it's blues. It's blues.
Yep.
But it's not. See, do you guys understand where I'm coming from too when I'm saying this? Like, it's not just like the heaviness. Maybe the heaviness isn't there, but it's the attitude. It's the attitude that's there within those songs. Mississippi Queen. There's an attitude there, which is heavy metal. And how do I get rid of that? There we go. Right? Drop your comments below on playback if you disagree or if you agree on any of this. But you can pretty much take any of those bands and say, oh, yeah. They were this or they were that. And the thing is, nobody's wrong.
No. Because
they're all those labels fit. It's just another extension. All those labels, Hendrix.
Kiss was a hard rock band.
Kiss.
Not metal.
Kiss was not metal. Kiss, I wouldn't even say they were hard rock, Kiss. I would say they were rock, but they had their different eras,
Yeah.
I mean, when my stepdad, Desmond Child, he wrote a lot of songs for them. Those songs, they were rock. They were rock songs. Some of them were ballads. I wouldn't say they were heavy metal. I Was Made for Loving You. That's disco.
Yeah.
That's like a disco tune. That's like one of their biggest tunes. Kiss or rock and roll, Chris King. Yeah.
So, Deep Purple.
Deep Purple. I would say heavy metal. But again, you can take any of these bands and across their entire career of music. And of course, bands, they change. I mean, look at Van Halen. Sammy Hagar came in. Music they did was, totally, well, not totally different, but changed. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, I mean, Sabbath even did the song Changes, which was no guitars whatsoever. It was nothing but piano.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever hear that one?
Mm-mm.
It's called
No, I'm gonna have to hear that one.
I'm
gonna have to hear that.
Ozzy singing with I think it's Geezer Butler playing the piano.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called Changes.
Mm-hmm.
And then 15 years ago or so, Ozzy redid it with his daughter. I mean, it's still the same. It's just she's singing part of it and he sings the rest of it, part of it too.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
But the original one, you had all that heavy stuff, like the song Black Sabbath, the song Cornucopia. Those are some of the heaviest riffs ever written at that time. And the song Black Sabbath from the band Black Sabbath on the album Black Sabbath came from I don't know if it was an opera, something called Mars. And it was part of that. And Geezer was sitting one day on his bass doing and Tony caught wind of it and they turned it into the song Black Sabbath.
Mm-hmm.
So you got that, and Cornucopia is like heavy as can be. So I'm gonna if you wanna put it that way, then let's say Sabbath was the very first true heavy metal band. Chat, do you agree with me on that one? I know there's a delay.
Well, just the name Black Sabbath alone. I mean, they have to be heavy with a name like that. Yeah, Michael says absolutely. Yeah. And I know we've kind of jumped around a bunch, but it's all I'll make my point here and then we can talk about any of these bands throughout their career. I mean, any band, if you want to stay on top, you change. That's just how it is. You have to. You can't do the same thing. And although AC/DC, well, and what's AC/DC?
Blues.
AC/DC, I would say they're hard rock.
I would say they're bluesy rock.
Well, the thing is though too is you can't really blues turned into hard rock.
Yeah.
So so anything hard rock already has a blues influence in it, whether you like it or not, because that's where it started. Lewis says blues rock. By the way, Lewis, you won the giveaway the other day. I was going to mail that out today, and I realized I was already driving, and I didn't have it. I'll mail out your winning tomorrow. I will definitely do that. Speaking of that, we're giving away Mean Street. It's a Van Halen tribute. We're giving away one of their guitar picks tonight. So to win this, I think we were going to do the Wheel of Names, is what Ron said.
I just sent you the link for Changes.
Okay, cool. Cool, I'll check it out. So, yeah. So any band that had a long, a long career, successful career. Lewis, oh man, I'm so sorry, man. Any band that sustains, has a career, they change. They change with the times, and sometimes, some albums are hit or miss, whatever. But to continue, you have to change. So there's a lot of bands out there that have, like they started with one album, it was one genre of music. And then there might have been, a song on several albums later. It's like, yeah, that song, yeah, that's not, That's why Van Halen fans go crazy over Van Hagar. The Roth era people. Because they're like, Roth was, he was the showman. Dude, that's all I hear all day long. Showman. Dude, people are in my group right now going crazy. I was actually gonna go live in there earlier and say something, but well, that's one of the things. I'll say that here. Yeah. One of the things I had said is once I get into this space here, we'll be doing, more stuff. And one of the things was I was going to extend the Van Halen show into the Van Halen group. So, and because of the way Facebook, speaking of changes, we can no longer stream into the Facebook groups anymore. So we may be doing a second show for the Facebook group. More. That's right, Laz. More. So yeah. So if you're in my Van Halen Facebook group, and if you're not, you should be. Let me give you guys the link. I add about 100 people a week to that group. FBVH, I think, is the Nightbot link. I'll give you guys the link. Join the group. And depending on how long you've been on Facebook, you may be auto-approved to join the group. Some of you, I may need to let you in there. Okay, it'd be VH. What did I just do? VHFB. It's one of those links.
Two things. Thank this company for making this strap, because it sure does help when you got torn rotator cuff.
CFG?
That's right, and I know you like them and you got them. And I need to thank Scotty for sending me to.
Right on, man. CFG, dude.
That's it. Got this nice black one, and then I got the camo one.
I just showed you that video, right? Am I tagged in that? I love CFG stuff. Yeah, this is me on CFG right here.
There you go.
I was featured in one of their this is for the wireless.
I'm loving this zero gravity strap. I'm telling you.
There we go.
You got the checkered strap, right?
Yeah.
See, you should have bought that checkered Jackson soloist that time, then you could have had it.
Yeah, I know. Pretty soon. Yeah. I love CFG stuff, and look for more reviews and demos from them on the channel here, because they reach out to me with new products. So
thank you, CFG, for making this. Thank you, Scotty, for sending them to me.
Is that it on your guitar?
Yeah.
That's it right there?
Yeah.
That's the one that has a little pick holder. Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go, man.
I got this. He sent me this one and the camouflage one.
Oh, right on.
So, yeah, real nice. Got the. Well, you can't really see it. Wait a minute.
All our lighting is all weird tonight. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you can see the. Yep.
Makes a big difference, and this guitar weighs quite a bit. I think it's like close to 8 pounds. So,
oh wow.
And with this rotator cuff now torn again, makes a big difference. Scotty, thank you. CFG, thank you.
Awesome. There you go. Hey, James.
What?
Good to see you in the chat, man. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we could talk forever about metal bands and whatever, but let me just get that last point I was trying to say. Bands that go on and on and on, they release album after album after album, and they're successful. They change stuff up. If you write, I mean, anybody that writes,
Metallica.
You can't write the same thing over and over and over and over. You write well. AC/DC is probably one of the only bands that can do that.
Metallica
everybody else,
everything.
Everybody else, when Sammy joined Van Halen, it totally opened up Eddie's songwriting. He was able to write stuff, Sammy sing stuff that Dave, couldn't or wouldn't do. I don't know. So, but that's an example of play. What did we say Van Halen's heaviest song was? I think On Fire. I think that was one.
Yeah.
Like on fire. Like that guitar. That guitar looks like it's on fire. So play back to back Van Halen's On Fire with, say, Van Hagar's, take the one that you like. Dun, 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 dun. Take that one. Even though I could think of slower songs than that, because that's not a slow. That's not a slow song.
God, I still hear that coming through the subs on the stage. Dun, dun, dun,
That's
dun,
great,
dun.
man. That would pump me up to play that show, man. If I heard that, that wouldn't have been depressing for me whatsoever. That would have been great. So anyway, Van Halen's On Fire. Play that back to back with Why Can't This Be Love or Dreams. Let's say something like Dreams. Something like that. And anybody who's never heard the two, they would tell you, "Oh, that's not the same band. There's no way. There's no way that's the same band." But yes, it is. It's the exact same musicians. It's the same songwriter, same three people, Eddie, Alex, and Michael, playing that music. Or Atomic Punk. There you go, Lewis. Play those back to back to anybody that's never heard them before. Oh,
She must have to go outside. You gotta go outside? Yeah, that's where she's going.
yeah, go ahead. It's all good.
I'll be right back.
Okay. So yeah. What? And hey, as a Van Halen fan myself, as a fan of Eddie Van Halen, I love all those songs. To me, it's all Van Halen. But it is different. It totally is. And you could say Van Halen's Atomic Punk. Oh, that's hard rock. Is Dreams hard rock? No, but yes. I mean, if you really want to get to the where it boils down to, the guy that wrote all that music, whatever the influence was for one, I mean, it goes into the other. Van Halen is hard rock, Raymond says. Uncle Raymond. Yeah, Raymond, actually, what Van Halen, what they called their style of music, they called it big rock. Because they even said they weren't hard rock. Eddie always said they were just a rock and roll band. That's all they were. We're just a rock and roll band. But, I can totally see where the earlier fans of the band, what they think of the later stuff. I get it. I understand it. Why am I echoing? Echo. I get it, but I love it all. Hang on, let me take Ron out of there. Echo. There we go. I get it. I love it. You'll never. I don't know. I think you guys know what we're saying here. Here we go. GSN, channel member. Every band flexes their influences throughout their careers, trying to write the best music they can at the time. At the time, how can you ask for anything more? There you go, man. And that's the thing is if you write music, hopefully, you're always trying to better, your craft. You're always trying to get to the next level. Always. When it comes to music, when it comes to anything, You know, like this. One of the reasons I'm in this new studio is to go to the next level. You know? Next level of this, you know, of doing these shows. Even though my lighting's a little weird tonight. It's okay, though. Because really, this is a podcast, you know. But, yeah, as musicians, if you know, if you're happy just playing the same thing over and over and over, I mean, that's fine. You know, everybody's different. Not everybody is in it for the same reasons. But if you're always looking to better, you know, whatever it is that you do, or if you write, if you record, whatever it is, you know, you always want to get better. You always want to get to the next step, next level. So yeah, there you go. Martin is saying Running with the Devil had some hard riffs. Oh, sure. Yeah. You showed James the picture of Ned and the chicken? Yeah. Yeah, I posted a photo on Facebook the other day of my cat, and we have this one chicken that's like
Really cool.
she really bonded with us because she was sick. She apparently, and I know some people think this stuff's hilarious, you know, but birds, you know, birds are, you know, you can have birds as pets. Laz will tell you, you know. And so I've got backyard chickens, and one of them, you know, we'll talk about this for a second. One of them was actually sick. She had this like disease where she kept falling over, like her head kept going the weird ways, and she had a hard time walking. So we had to, you know, take care of her. And now she's bonded with us. Like she walks right in the house. She actually walks in here. She hops up, walks in. Ned's walking in here now, which is great. Ned's coming in. So anyway, so Sunday, I took a great photo of my cat Ned and our and that one particular chicken. That's them right there. You know.
That's a cool chicken. That's a cool
Yeah,
chicken.
see, we love animals. There they are. Yeah, sorry it's blurry. Yeah, there they are, though. They're hanging out. Yeah, they're cool. There you go. There you go. Okay. All right. What's that?
Never opened it.
Never
Never opened it and looked through it. I bought it and put it in there and wrapped it. These are in order as they were published.
Mm-hmm. Oh, cool.
And then this one when Zach joined. Then this one. This one. And this was the first one after his death. This is November 82. So, I like Randy. I like Randy a lot.
Right on, man. There we go. Sorry, while you were doing that, I think I messed with the focus. Because I know my lights.
There you go.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, now it's auto-focusing on stuff.
Yep.
There's the guitar pick. So we're giving this away tonight. This guitar pick right here. This is a band called Mean Street.
So Janice, Janice, you're back. That's good. She's home from NobCon.
Oh, right on. Right on, Janice.
Peggy, where are you going to put that pick?
Okay, where are we at on time? Okay, we're over an hour. You guys smash that thumbs up. I haven't said that 20 times yet today. Smash that thumbs up. Smash that subscribe.
Not at all.
help us get to the next goal of 12,500, which we'll be there in no time. We'll be at the NAMM show 2025, end of January. And you guys know we have a great time going to those conventions. Speaking of conventions, you know. So we'll be there. So if you want your exclusive NAMM show coverage, this is the place you want to be. Right here. They'll tell you that. Anybody watching
Right now
will tell you this is the place you want to be. So NAMM show 2025. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You'll get all the gear. You'll get interviews. You'll get parties. Just hanging out. All that stuff.
Party con.
And more. Alex, are you going to be there, man? Yeah, we usually see Alex there. Oh, that's where his avatar is from, actually. That's from NAMM, right there. There you go. Okay, let's see. Okay, we talked about that. Let's do that Boss pedal. Friday, we talked about this brand new Boss pedal. It's called the Boss SDE3 Dual Digital Delay. And again, I have a Sweetwater affiliate link for you guys if you're looking to get one. SDE3 is the command. Click on that link here on YouTube. And I know we're live on Facebook. I know we're on X. We have a lot of people watching us on X right now. If you're on X, come on over to
Thank you.
Come on over to YouTube. Come on over to the YouTube side, you guys. That's where everybody is. That's where the chat is, all that. Okay, so here's the link right here. The Boss SDE3 Dual Digital Delay. That's an affiliate link. Click on that. I was at Guitar Center yesterday, and they set me up. I played through it, and I recorded. It's like a 6-minute video. We'll play some of it. You guys can check this out. Okay, so this is recorded on my phone. All right. So it's 2 amplifiers. It's a stereo pedal. Just listen. We'll play it and we'll talk over it a little bit. Because we gotta talk over the music that's playing through the speakers in the background. There's only one part where you can really hear that music though. So, all right. So this is the Boss Dual Digital Delay, the SDE3, right here. If you're wearing headphones, you can really hear this.
Yeah.
The ping pong back and forth.
How much does that sell for?
It's streets for $219.99. I'm changing some of the settings. So it's a stereo delay, obviously. But this is basically it's Boss's version. It's basically a more compact version of the rack mount that was out way back in the day, and then those Roland pedals that were out a year ago. They had the two pedals. They had the Van Halen version, the one that Laz has. This is basically a smaller version of that. Thank you, Martin. And I'm just jamming here. I'm just making stuff up. That's what I do. And this was yesterday. When I'm normally live at Guitar Center, walking around, I did this instead. There you go. So see, so you can hear the delay. I'm talking over it there. So that's coming through two amplifiers. So see, even without it being stereo delay, it still has a great delay sound, and it almost sounds like a chorus. There you go. I'll forward a little bit. That's kind of like a chorus there. Martin, dude, yeah, if you want to look into the pedal, use my link. Use my affiliate link. What is it? SDE3. See, now it's starting to get into more of what's the word? What's the word for that? The detuned, where the delay starts to detune itself. I love that stuff. This is like my jam right here. This is my jam, dude. I love this. Like that. Janice, you hearing this? Like that stuff. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, so this is your guitar ASMR right here that I didn't do Sunday. When you guys watch me on Sunday nights, a lot of times I play the guitar and I do a lot of stuff similar to this. There you go. That's pretty cool. There you go. Okay, we gotta talk over this because you can start hearing the song in the background. Here, I'll just do this. That's over. There it is. There we go. There it is. So, there you go. We talked about it on Friday. I'm talking guitars. And then I was fortunate enough to have somebody hook me up with one yesterday. You know? The SDE3 dual digital delay pedal. Again, this is your... Thank you, Alex. SDE3. So if you're looking to give it... Even just to check it out. Even just to get to read up on it, watch some of their official videos. Click on that link in the chat there. That's a Sweetwater affiliate link, and it helps support this channel, these shows. So, and I got to get one of those pedals too, man. I mean, that's too good. See, that's my thing. That's me. Is when I hear that, that's inspiring. See, I just inspired myself.
Watching, write some new music tonight,
dude. I was actually thinking about it. I was thinking, man. And that's the thing too, you know, being in the studio here, having access to to all this stuff here. I'll definitely be writing and recording some new tracks, for these shows. I mean, tons of new stuff, and I'm thinking some of that, we'll do live. Live.
Sounds good
Why
to
not? GSN. Congrats, Johnny. I know you'd love delay and was excited. I was. Yeah, that was awesome. Awesome. Nice pedal to work with. Yeah. That's right. Yep. Let's see how we doing on time. Okay, we're at an hour and a half, you guys. Yeah, smash that thumbs up. Smash that subscribe. We got about 60 people watching total right now. So, let's see. What did we not... Here, let's do this. Did we talk about... Okay, all right, we talked about that. Let's talk about this.
Show Robot his guitar.
You're selling that to Robot?
No, he loves this guitar.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's a cool guitar, man. Okay. All right, so we'll do a little bit more Van Halen news for you guys, and then any comments, any questions or comments, drop them in the chat. And I know we're anyway. Thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. Let me just say that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Van Halen news desk. What you got there? Bowling ball. Sammy Hagar thanks fans in Best of All Worlds recap. You guys know we were there. Laz and I, we went to 2 shows. Thank you again, Laz. We saw them in Concord, California. We saw them at Los Angeles. And again, that was with... we were hanging out with Lori, our friend Lori Tucker. You guys know her from the Hot for Teacher music video after the guitar solo. And it's her birthday tomorrow. Anyway, this was at the LA Forum right before the Sammy Hagar.
I just want to be like, how old are you? Hey, it's Lori Tucker, and
Johnny Bean.
and we're here at the Forum, and we're going to see
Sammy
Sammy
Hagar.
Hagar. And you're watching Johnny Bean TV. Stay tuned.
Did she tell you how much they paid her for that?
No. She didn't. Although she is planning on jumping on the show at some point with us again. She was on. We had her on years ago, and she was going to come back at some point very soon. So we can talk about talking about her video. She did a lot of music videos, not just Van Halen. She was in a lot of big videos in the 80s, 90s. Let's see. Okay, over on VHND. Sammy Hagar's thanks fans in Best of All Worlds recap. Let's see if we can read. The Best of All Worlds summer tour is in the books, and Sammy Hagar sent a thank you video to fans. Sammy and his bandmates Michael Anthony, Joe Satriani, Jason Bonham, Ray. I can never pronounce his last name. Thistleweight. Like Thistleweight. Somebody in the chat spelled it out for me one day and I got it.
Yeah.
Ray Thistleweight will play 3 shows in Japan next month. As for what happens after that, watching the video below, it appears like the Best of All Worlds band isn't done yet. Let's see. Okay, well, I guess that's it.
They want you to watch the video.
I guess... yeah. Should I drop a... Nobody's left a comment on here. The trolls haven't even dug in yet.
They will. Give them time.
Should I drop a comment? I can. Look, Live. Let's do it. What should I say? Sammy Hagar. Rocks?
That time you saw 2 of the shows and they were great.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I saw them in Concord and L.A. And I'll say Sammy Hagar rocks. There we go. We'll do that. I mean, the band rocks, really. There, we'll drop that comment. There we are. All right, there we go. We just did a live comment. VHND. There you go. There we are. And, of course, that avatar is me and Edward. About 10 years ago. There you go, you guys. Yeah, the shows are great. You know? I mean, some people are saying, oh, you know, it's just chicken foot. Well, I mean, technically it's not. You know, they've got Ray on keyboards, which Chickenfoot didn't have. But anyway, it looks like they're playing some shows in Japan coming up, and then it looks like they'll be doing some stuff in the future. So that's cool.
Hey, one more for classification. What would you classify the Eagles? That's a tough one because their first couple albums were strictly country. With banjos and mandolins and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What would you, in the chat, what would you guys classify the Eagles
They
as?
changed when Joe joined them.
Mm-hmm. Country rock, Raymond is saying. Sammy needs to be on my show. Raymond, send him a message. Definitely. He's welcome anytime. Yeah, I mean a band like the Eagles, that's somewhere where they have so many different genres where they went from one thing to the next and then what happens is you get to a point where you're on tour and you have all these, you know, either hits or album tracks that everybody knows. And that's stuff, you know, you're playing that stuff. And unfortunately, you know, some bands, you know, they can have such big hits, like, let's say, like a long time ago, and then they're still touring. They're just playing those hits. Mm-hmm. And like I said, unfortunately, some of those bands, some of their fans, like, hey, they might, you know, still buy the records if the bands are still making new records. That's not always the case, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be like the top of the top now to sell a record, to sell records. You know, the music business is not what it was in all those 70s, 80s, 90s.
I would just classify the Eagles as rock.
Mm-hmm.
They're not a soft rock. They're not a heavy rock. They're just rock. Especially when you
Hotel California is not soft rock.
No.
Yeah.
I would say it's just rock.
No. Rock is a little too kind. Rock is a little too heavy for that, for Hotel California, if you were to ask me. You know. But again, it's rock means different things to different people. All that stuff does. That's why nobody is wrong when you talk about that stuff, because it's all, you know, you can have your debates. And it's only in the case of David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar where things always go to hell. You know?
There's Hell, Pennsylvania, the actual town.
Mm-hmm. Is it hot?
I must be.
Oh man, I've never been, so I don't know. Let's see. Okay, yeah. What time is it? You guys, refresh your browsers, you guys. Refresh. Do the refresh. All right, so we got a giveaway. We'll do this in a few. I think we'll do 20 more minutes. We'll do an even 2 hours. Because we got 6 hours of gaming to do, Ron.
Yeah, I have to get on right when we get off here. I'm going to play with Jed for a little while. He sent me a text that he's over there waiting on me.
Oh. After I do the podcast, I'll jump in with you guys.
All right.
If you want, you know.
Sure.
We'll be live on Twitch and X doing some Call of Duty. We'll be doing some of that tonight. Yeah, we have a great time. And it's not like, you know, when we do the gaming, it's not like we're just sitting there, you know. It's not like we're just like, you know, we're actually talking. Yeah. We talk music. We talk guitars. Basically, this show you're seeing here, it's the same show, but we're actually like running around as avatars and doing crazy things. You know, that's the difference. Right? Right, Peggy? Anybody that joins us over there.
Peggy watches.
You can tell you.
Is it Alex? Are you the one that's got Call of Duty? You can join
usually
us?
Talking music and gaming. He played with us before.
Okay, there you go, Alex.
Yeah, he said he had to update to jump back in with us. He had to update his.
Update.
Right, AI?
Oh, and that reminded me, well, it was, oh my God, can't think of his name.
Benjamin Franklin?
No, Darth Vader's voice.
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones. Thoughts and prayers to the family of James.
That's another big one, man. You know, as kids growing up, Star Wars.
Yep.
You know, we'll talk Star Wars for a few. I never thought Darth Vader was scary. You know, when you grow up watching the movie on TV, you know, you can really see the special effects and you can see the wires and you can see the green screens. You can see right through the stuff. Right? But which Call of Duty are we playing? Which one do we play?
The 2023 Call of Duty 3.
Call of Duty 3 from 2023 is the one that we play. So jump in. We'll be in there. And my name in the game is my name. So I'm Johnny Bean in Call of Duty.
Although his avatar doesn't look like him.
No, but on Grand Theft Auto 5, it does look like me. And it is my name. It's the same. So yeah, I didn't think Darth Vader was scary, you know, growing up on those movies. But when they released the special editions in '97, and they were back on the big screen, when Darth Vader made that first appearance on the blockade runner, whatever the ship was, you know, when they bust in and he comes in, he walks in, looks down, keeps walking, and he's breathing. I saw that. When you see that on the theater, you're like, this guy's scary, man.
I saw it when it came out originally.
This guy means business.
I didn't see it at the theater. I saw it at a drive-in.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who don't know, you could drive your car basically into the theater and watch the movie.
Mm-hmm. But the sound was always terrible because it came out of a tiny speaker sitting on your window. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Well, it was just in mono.
Towards the end, you could turn it in. You could tune it into your stereo. They had an FM channel. They brought.
Oh, cool! That's cool. Oh, I didn't know that.
The only problem was a lot of people with dead batteries by the time the movies was over. I fell into that trap a couple of times.
A lot of tow trucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I had the Alpine system with the subs and the 15 band EQ and all that power boost. by the time the movie was over, go to turn the car, click. Oh man.
Oh no. Yeah, Lewis, you saw Star Wars at the drive-in? Yeah. So, anyway, yeah, James Earl Jones, man. The voice of Darth Vader. You know? And not just that. I mean, he was in so many movies.
Yeah.
Field of Dreams.
Conan.
Coming to America.
Yeah, he was great in that.
I mean, he was
I just
in a
watched
lot.
that the other night.
He was in a lot of stuff. But, I mean, Darth Vader, I mean, that's his voice. I mean, you can't.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get away from that.
Did you ever hear the original, the guy who acted as Darth Vader? Did you ever hear his voice?
I met him.
Oh, okay, because
I talked with him.
There was
his
like
name
videos of him.
Yeah. He was from like Scotland. Yeah, his name is David Prowse.
Yep.
And I met him. I went to a Star Wars convention in 1997. All 3 days. And we'll bring this back to Van Halen. One of those days I had to leave early because I had to go see a Sammy Hagar concert. At the venue where we saw them this last time in Concord. So, no, Dave Prowse, I met him. Actually, I have his autograph. I've got a book somewhere. It's probably up in that loft. I have a book where he wrote. I have one of the you know those books on tape.
Yeah.
You would get, it would say the story of Star Wars, little record. I bought one of those. I mean, I had one as a kid, but it got destroyed, right? I bought one of those, and I had Dave Prowse, Anthony Daniels, who's C-3PO, Uncle Owen. His name, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think what his name was. Yeah, he was also in Superman. The end of Superman, the movie where Superman is chasing the missiles. And they go to the control desk, and these guys are like, what's going on? The guys that ran the thing, he's one of those guys. I think we've talked about this. But it's cool because he remembered me. Well, because I saw him 2 days in a row. That guy, Uncle Owen. Phil Brown. Phil Brown was his name. And I had him sign the book. And I remember thinking it was so cool because the next day I came back and I saw him, and I had a video camera. I filmed. I've got tape of all these guys, you know. And I walked up to him and I'm like, hey, I met you yesterday. And he's like, yeah, I remember you. And I was like, I can't believe it. Uncle Owen remembers me, even though it was just from yesterday.
Well, he needed you for another season for the harvest.
See you, Martin. But it's just one more
Later,
season.
Martin.
But
it was funny hearing David's voice at you, like, see, Scott, you are part of the Rebel Alliance.
Yeah. But you can barely hear him, too, through the mask. Yeah. But it's a very thick, like, Scottish accent.
Oh, this was...
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So they redid his voice, obviously. I mean, James Earl Jones. But no, Dave Prowse, I met him. Because I walked up. Actually, what happened was the first time I saw him walking. This was in the convention center. This is in San Francisco. And I walk up to him, and I said, "Hey," I met you when I was a kid in Phoenix, Arizona, because in 1979, Darth Vader made all these guest appearances at all these stores. You can look up on the internet. You can see all this. And so when I was, a kid, we went to the store and Darth Vader was there signing autographs, like the actual costume. Well, not the real one, but maybe one of the real ones. I don't know. Star Wars hired some guy to go, but it wasn't Prowse. Because I said, I met you, in Phoenix, Arizona. And he's like, that wasn't me. He's like, I wasn't there then. Because he didn't live in the U.S. He lived in like Scotland or somewhere, wherever he was from.
Glasgow.
So anyway, so I was walking with him and I met him. I was talking to him. He was a great dude. And actually I filmed, I'll give you guys the link to this. I filmed an interview at that convention with Dave Prowse and Jeremy Bulloch, who played Boba Fett. Johnny Bean. There it is. 14 years ago I posted this. Here, I'll give you guys the link if you guys want to watch this. This is, I think there's two parts. For some reason I filmed this off my TV. I have the actual like tape to this, and at some point I will convert all this stuff. I've got so much stuff on VHS tape, man. I'm sure you do too.
Mm-hmm.
And so much of the stuff,
crates of them.
Dude, same here. So much of the stuff I can put up on my channel, you know. So we'll do that. We'll do that eventually. But anyway, David Prowse and Jeremy Bullock, Star Wars Men Behind the Mask convention. This was August 23rd, 1997. This is part 1. So I filmed this. You can watch this if you want some Star Wars stuff. But it's funny because I was watching, this was yesterday, speaking of TikTok, you know, you were talking about TikTok earlier. There was a clip of the guy that played the Emperor, Ian McDonald or something. And he was telling the story about when he got the role for that, they told him how to talk. Because there was already a guy that played the Emperor in Empire Strikes Back. When Vader's like in his chamber, the Emperor appears, and it was a different actor, different everything. So they told him, "Hey, kind of talk like that." But he had started doing his own version of that, and then by then, you know, in Jedi, you know, I guess they were going to possibly redub his voice, but then they didn't. They liked what he was doing, so they just let him keep his voice. See, a lot of the actors in Star Wars, a lot of them. You know, there's a lot of growling and weird noises and stuff. You know,
there it is.
There's a lot of sounds. So a lot of that stuff is overdubbed, right? But in the case of Darth Vader, you know, David Prowse was the guy in the suit. Well, for most of it. You know, for the fighting scenes in later movies, that was a different guy. You know. But James Earl Jones was the voice always.
Yeah.
Always was. Even in the newer movies, he was the voice. Even though it was a different guy in the suit. But now I've actually seen online on like YouTube and stuff, there's some guy out there that does the Vader voice perfectly on his own. So I could see somebody like that, you know, taking the place of James Earl Jones for like newer stuff. But I think a lot of that stuff now, I mean, that's where AI comes in, and they can take, you know, any word he did from the original films and create any dialogue, and it's.
Well, I got him, you know, talking here for you, telling how he's not taking over the Empire or the what's it say?
Right there.
When I am not taking over star systems and increasing the empire, I take time to watch Johnny Bean TV. TV.
He said TV twice. TV.
TV. The Force.
Wow. Cool. Okay. James Earl Jones has given Disney the permission to use old stuff and AI to create his videos. Well, there you go, man. Yeah.
You just step on the floor?
There you go. I did step on the floor. And the newer stuff. There you go. Okay. Well, I think we'll do the giveaway because we're almost at 2 hours. So I think we'll just do the giveaway tool tonight because it's the easiest way to do that.
Peggy's gonna win yet again. I tell you what.
Well, let's see. Okay, in the chat, if you have not said anything yet, say something now, and you will be entered. Okay? All right. You guys ready? Giveaway winners. Yeah, anything. Say anything in the chat right now.
Nightbot will win first.
Mean Street guitar pick. There we go. Okay. You guys ready? Ready? All right. Here we go. The winner is... Chris King. Chris King.
Chris King, you won.
You won this guitar pick. You know what to do. Send me a message. 415-952-3263. All right, you guys. We're going to bounce. Thank you, channel members. Thank you for your continued support for this channel and these shows.
Thank you, everybody.
And we will see you guys. I know Friday we do a show. The thing is with this studio, I can do shows anytime now. So if there's any kind of breaking news, any kind of anything, I will bring it to you, you guys. So, but all right, Ron. Right on, man. I'll see you. I'll see you over on Twitch and X. We'll do some
come and join us.
Video gaming. Yeah, come on over, you guys. We have a great time. If you want to continue the party, if you want to hang out with us, come on over.
You want to feel the thunder.
That's right. It's a nice day here today, though. All right. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.
Good night, everybody.
This is Johnny Bean TV. Now the music. Bye-bye.